Hi everyone, and welcome to SIC Forex Trading. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. In this video, I will show you how to use the settings for Dark Venus Expert Advisor. So on the MQL5 website, we are going to select Market. Next, we are going to select MetaTrader 4, Experts, 3, and next we are going to select Dark Venus. So Dark Venus is a fully automatic expert advisor for scalping trading, and it primarily uses the Bollinger Bands. So what are some of the basic parameters that we are going to use for this robot? So very important to know, it is a high operating frequency system and it can generate a very high win rate. So the parameters for Dark Venus. First importantly, the ID or magic number, and next the spread. Next, we're going to look at our money management settings. So first, you have two choices. You can either work in lots or you can work in a percentage. Next is the indicator settings, which firstly is to enable or disable the Bollinger Bands. Then you can choose one of the 6 different strategies the Bollinger Band uses. And then it also gives you moment of execution and the 4 settings for the Bollinger Bands themselves. Next, we have our trading hours and trading days. Now we're going to take a deeper look into these different parameters. So next, I'm going to my MetaTrader 4 platform. On your MetaTrader 4 platform, we are going to select View, Navigator, Expert Advisor, Market, and Dark Venus. Now here we have all of the settings for Dark Venus, and at the top we have the Dark Venus magic number and the maximum spread allowed for open trade. If you want to see your maximum spread, just open the market watch and see what is the typical spread and use that to determine your maximum spread. Now, if you are trading Dark Venus multiple times on the same currency, even if it is on different time frames, I recommend you have to change the magic number, otherwise it will get confused. Next is the money management settings. If money management is false, Dark Venus works with lot, so you can manually enter your lots. Otherwise, if you enable money management to true, you can risk with a percentage. Now I prefer using a percentage because it automatically adjusts. Next we have our indicator settings. Firstly, enable Bollinger Bands true or false. Next we have our 6 Bollinger Band strategies. Next is going to be the moment that it determines to enter bar close price or current price. So that way you can set the sensitivity of when you want to enter the trade. Next is our Bollinger Band settings. So I've already added a normal Bollinger Band onto my chart to show me what it would look like with these standard settings. Next we have trading hours and trading days. Now trading hours and trading days work on broker server time. So make sure that you adjust it according to your broker server time. Next we have our trading directions. Do we allow Dark Venus to buy? Do we allow it to sell? Do we allow buy and sell at the same time? And allow orders from other charts at the same time. So this has to do with what direction you want your Dark Venus to trade into. Next we have our standard trading settings. This entails the maximum number orders of buy and sell at the same time. You can also adjust to one trade bar and do not open trade orders. Next, we are going to look at our grid settings. Now, Dark Venus does use a martingale or cost averaging, so you can enable or disable the grid for the expert advisor. Then we also have conditions for the grid, as well as what type of grid it should use. Here we set the coefficient, and then the minimum distance for each grid order. And the default settings is 50 or 5 pips. And you can also adjust it by when it's allowed to open another trade on the current bar, or you can use the ATR. Now for closure on indicator, it is important to note that it only works on specific strategies. So make sure to double check that and test it in the strategy optimizer. Last but not least is our gain or target settings. This is our gain and loss settings. So our take target, we can change it from the whole set, or we can give a different take profit target for our first trade. Now I always recommend trading an expert advisor using a stop loss. Otherwise you stand the risk of blowing your account. So there are different methods to choose from. You can either set an individual stop loss for your individual trade, or my favorite to use is the percentage loss settings, which I've adjusted according to my inputs. Then we also have a virtual trailing stop settings, which is disabled on the default settings. We can closing times or close trade settings, and then the display settings for Dark Venus. Now that we looked at the settings for Dark Venus, I want to answer a couple of questions I frequently get regarding this popular expert advisor. And feel free to drop more questions in the comments below. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to help us grow the channel. Now the first question, the EA does not open trades or working properly. In that case, I recommend visiting the troubleshooting guide on the MQL5 website. I will paste the link for this below. Next, the EA does not run in Strategy Chester. In this case, you need to download the history for what you are trying to backtest. So this can be found under Tools, History Center. What leverage should I use to trade Dark Venus? Well, any leverage above 1 to 25 is sufficient for the expert advisor. What amount of capital is recommended? Now, this is a question I frequently get, and in case you don't have enough capital, I would recommend using a cent account to forward test the expert advisor, because the minimum capital required for the EA is typically dependent on your settings and analysis. Last but not least, what is the magic number and when does it need to be changed? The magic number is an order identification number. There is no need to change it. If you are using two different currency pairs, you need to change it if you are using the same EA in two charts in the same currency pair. For an example, if you are using Dark Venus on the Euro USD 5 minute, and in another chart you are using it on the Euro USD 1 hour, you need to change the magic number in one of the two charts, and this will prevent the EA from confusing orders. Now, thank you very much for taking the time and watching our video, and make sure to check out more content.